What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I have been gone for several weeks, and so I apologize. I haven't been releasing videos, and in this video I'm actually going to share with you what's been going on in my life over the last couple weeks and the reason that I have been kind of incognito. I also want to share with you guys a really big thing that happened actually about 2 weeks ago. I officially launched my first course, which is called SEO and Webflow. This is a course that I built for Webflow designers like myself that want to learn SEO and then understand how to kind of build an SEO service type business to create residual income and kind of upsell your website clients and just add more value to those clients. So I've been really excited and nervous and just really busy with that course. And so at the end of this video, I actually want to share with you all everything that went into this, from the pre-launch to how I sold it to how I found customers or students. I'm going to share with you how much I made and all the analytics and all of that. And so stick around for that. I'm really excited to share with you all. I first off would like to say, for those of you watching that did purchase my course, I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the feedback. Again, this was way out in left field for me. It's something that I'd never done before. I learned a lot from this experience, and I'm going to share all of the mistakes that I made and the things that I learned as well in this video. But thank you for all of you that have purchased the course. If you haven't heard of the course or purchased it yet, I'll make sure to drop a link down below. This is something that I put a lot of time and effort into. It really is the core kind of foundation, stepping stones of my business that's helped me get to where I am today. And so if you're interested, click below and you can learn more about that. But before I jump into all the details on the course, I want to share a couple other exciting things that have been going on with me and my family. Now, the biggest reason that I have taken several weeks off from YouTube and I've kind of dialed things back over the last couple weeks is my wife and I were blessed with our second child back in August. It's another little boy, and it has been the most exciting and crazy and sleepless couple of days and weeks, but we couldn't be happier. And so, I was grateful that I was able to take some time off and just spend it with family. We had family come from out of town to just kind of enjoy this time with us. And so it's been an exciting couple of weeks. Now, I know that you're not here to hear about my kids, right? But as it relates to being a freelancer, working from home, having your own business, I learned a lot over this time. And so obviously I took some time off, and one of the first things that I quickly learned is that if we're offering services to clients, whether that's web design or SEO or anything else, clients expect your work to be done on the deadline that was agreed upon. And so that was one thing that I realized, is that the stress doesn't stop. No, it's not like another job that offers paternity leave where I can just completely stop work, have no stresses, no responsibilities, and then just come back a couple weeks later and just start again. I was definitely responsible to stay on top of my projects. But with that being said, I am so blessed to be able to work with such awesome people and awesome businesses. With a lot of them, I was just able to reach out and say, hey, we just had a baby. I'm going to probably have to push our project off a week or two. And they were all more than happy to kind of give me that time. And so I would say thank you to them. That really made a big difference for my family. Looking back, I wish I would have prepared better and maybe added some additional time onto the projects that I was taking on. Just to make sure that I didn't have to push those back and I could have met deadlines. But again, that's kind of part of running your own business, is you can work with your schedule and make adjustments and kind of have that cushion and that freedom that you need to enjoy those exciting parts of life. Now, with that being said, I think my wife and I made a big mistake in cramming too many of these exciting parts of life all into the same month, because just 2 days after our son was born, we closed on our new home. Now, that was not anticipated. Obviously, we didn't know when my son was going to be born, and the house that we were building, it actually got pushed back like 2 weeks. And so it all kind of fell in the same week. And so we literally got home with the new baby, and we went and we signed all the documents to close on our house. And then almost right away, we were moving boxes across town to our new place. So this has been another really exciting and crazy and overwhelming experience, and I learned a lot from it. Again, so much of what I learned was just being better about managing my schedule as a freelancer. A lot of times clients aren't going to know or aren't going to care that you're moving to a new place or that you had a baby or whatever else is going on, and so I should have planned better. But at the same time, it just filled me with gratitude knowing that this business that I've built has put us in a position to buy the home that we really dreamed of and that we wanted. And the thought process behind upgrading to our new home is we before owned a small townhome that just had, I think, three bedrooms. And so I needed an office, and we already had our little 2-year-old. And with the new baby coming, we knew that we were going to need more space, not only so I could have my own office, but we wanted to get a place that I could kind of have an office set away from the kids, so they didn't have to worry about, being quiet or not playing or screaming or whatever, and I could kind of have a professional environment for me to work with clients and film videos and do everything that I need to do for my business. And so we were able to kind of make this step, and part of what made this such an easy decision was the fact that the way that we've structured our business, we have that consistent residual income each and every month. And so before, early on in my business, when we were just building websites, it was unpredictable income. We didn't know if we were going to land 3 new website clients this month or none for the next 2 months. And so it was just so up and down, which would have made it really kind of nerve-wracking to get into the home that we wanted. But with us building up kind of that residual income and just building longer term relationships with my clients, we were able to comfortably get into our home, and it has been such a blessing. And my favorite part of the home, which obviously is my office, it's been so great to have a new space. And what I'll do is I'll put a quick video here so you guys can kind of get a good idea of where things are at. I've got a little bit more space in here. Obviously, you can see in the back here, my TV isn't up yet. We've got a TV stand on the way. I'm just gonna have kind of this space over here for my new standing desk, my bigger monitor. And so overall, we just took the time and the money to invest in a more professional space for me to work and grow my business. And I really am a big believer in investing in yourself, investing in your space. I've already seen an increase in my production because this is just a place that I love to spend time. I love to work. When I get sick of my desk, I can move to my sofa. Trust me when I tell you that having a good space to work in is going to increase your productivity. It's going to make you feel prouder about your business. There's a new sort of confidence that comes when you've got a nice background when you're on a Zoom call with a client. And so it's not necessary, but also it's something to work towards. And again, I'm really grateful that we've finally gotten here after years and years of growing our business. So it's been a really exciting new thing for my family. So with that being said, those are kind of some fun, exciting family announcements and events. But with that being said, when it comes to work, I was stressed to the freaking roof because I was trying to get this new course pre-sold and trying to find students or customers and trying to create the course and organize it and make it look professional, and then trying to kind of like dive into all of the information that I wanted to share and determine what was necessary, what wasn't, because otherwise the course would have been 100 hours long, which just wasn't realistic. And so I learned a lot through this process. So I kind of want just to tell you what I did from start to finish, just so you can get a good idea of kind of the mindset behind this thing and why I did it. I was offering consulting calls, kind of like weekly consulting calls to individual students, people that reach out to me and say, hey, I'd love for you to teach me how you grew your business and how to do SEO and kind of your web design process and all these different things. And I was doing a lot of those kind of weekly consulting calls. I actually kind of refined it to like a 4 or 5 week process where we do a 1 to 2 hour call every week. And those got me really busy and really kind of bogged down, and I got exhausted from walking through the same thing every single time. And because I was doing those and really just selling my time, I was having to charge way more than a lot of people wanted to spend. I legitimately noticed that like my throat was always scratching, my voice was tired because I was talking for hours and hours a day. And I just got to the point where I thought, I'm going to start breaking everything that I do down into a course. If I can do this, I can sell it for cheaper for those that are interested in it, but also I can walk through it once and really do a good job of explaining everything that I'm explaining in these calls. I can teach people how to set up their business, how to understand and offer SEO, how to structure their pricing and their proposals and their agreements and all these different things. And I wanted to kind of put this all in one place where people could purchase it at a cheaper price and kind of get all of the value that I was trying to provide in those consulting calls. And so what I did is I started to kind of come up with this game plan of how I was going to sell this thing, how much I was going to sell it for, and kind of where I wanted to start. And so rather than do everything from A to Z, I decided to start with SEO as it pertains to Webflow, because I work with a lot of other Webflow designers. That is at the core of my business. And so I wanted to basically tell people here, as a Webflow designer, here's what you have to do to learn SEO and then to offer it in conjunction with your Webflow web design services. And so this was the first course that I set off to create. Now, I wanted to make sure that I had a group of people to not only sell this course to, but I want to start creating a community around this idea that Webflow isn't just for web designers. Webflow can be a tool used by digital marketing agencies and SEOs, and I want to kind of show them how these things can mesh together, and rather than just being a web designer, you can be a web designer and an SEO, and kind of having that twofold approach to finding and signing new clients. There's a lot of benefits that come with that. First off, you're able to charge a lot more because you have the expertise, right? Second off, the value or the perceived value of your website is going to be much, much higher because you were able to kind of inject your SEO expertise into that website, and then obviously offer monthly SEO services, which is going to increase the value tenfold, because now not only are you delivering a new website, but you're going to start driving traffic to that website. And so there are a lot of benefits that go with kind of becoming that SEO expert once you've already kind of got your Webflow design services dialed in. And so that was the purpose behind this, pushing this course and trying to create a community, is find people that were interested in both Webflow and SEO. So what I did is I started by creating a Facebook group called SEO and Webflow. And by doing this, I was able to create kind of a different space for people, and hopefully get people to kind of raise their hand from other groups and other places across the web and say, hey, I'm interested in Webflow and SEO, and that's what I want my business to offer. And so just by doing that and gaining some traction in other groups and on YouTube and all these different things, I was able to grow this Facebook group pretty rapidly. At the time of filming this, I think we are nearing about 900 group members. At the time of my launch, I think we were at about 600 or 700. But by growing this group, I could create this awesome community that was basically going to do all the heavy lifting for me and tell me, listen, Peyton, this is what we want to learn. These are the questions that we have. This is where we need help. And by doing this, I was able to find out the exact content that I needed to put in this course to make sure that it brought value to these ideal students of the course. So as I was building this Facebook group, I was trying to give as much value as I could. I was sharing everything that I know. I was trying to just really help people see not only the value and the benefits of offering SEO in conjunction with web design, but I was trying to show them how to get there, right? I was holding nothing back. And I think that's something super important when it comes to building a course or a community or a Facebook group or whatever it is. Don't hold content back, right? If you're providing real value, people are going to want to learn more from you. Even if you give everything out for free and then you package all that up again and kind of offer it in an organized fashion, people are going to pay just to have that content organized in the form of a course. And so don't hold anything back. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned, is just provide value. People will trust you. And then with that trust, make sure that you deliver on that trust. Make sure that you are always underselling and over-delivering. You never want to oversell and tell them, make all these crazy promises and then under-deliver, because people are not going to be happy with the results. Instead, what you want to do is be really authentic and candid with people and really tell them what it is that you're going for with creating this course. Let them know that you're going to provide as much value as you can, and you're going to share everything that you know. And for me, going into this course, and maybe some of you would say I'm wrong for this, but I didn't want to say, I am the authority in SEO and that I am the only one that has all the answers. But instead, I told them, this is what I've built. This is my business. This is what I've learned. I've done enough to be able to share value with you. I've gotten to the point where I'm making enough money and providing enough value to my clients and getting good enough results that I can bring a good amount of value to people and help them get at least to where I am. And so I try to be really upfront and say, I'm not the authority, I'm not perfect, I've got a lot to learn, but I would love to help you shortcut your way to where I'm at right now. And by doing this, I set very realistic expectations. I like to think that people trusted me, and then I put as much time and effort as I could into making this course truly valuable, So when people bought it and they dove in and they took the course, I want them to be able to look back and say, this was an awesome investment. It was well worth my money. I would have paid even more for it. And I want to make sure that they leave the end of this course with a really great relationship with me and a really great perspective of the kind of person that I am. So with that being said, along with providing value in the group, I wanted to make sure that I was kind of preparing for somewhat of a pre-launch, because I think there's a lot of value in pre-selling your course before you've actually created the whole thing. You're going to be able to see how much interest there is in it, but also it's a lot more motivating when people have already paid you. Number one, because you can already see the benefits of the course, but not only that, but it kind of puts this additional external pressure on you to finish the course. Once you know people have actually given their hard-earned money to you, it really kind of kicks you in gear and helps motivate you to finish this course and make sure it's a quality course. And so what I did is I started making sporadic posts in this Facebook group saying, this is when the pre-launch is. Normally the course is going to be $700, but in this pre-launch it's going to be $200 or $300 or whatever it is. And just kind of prepping them to say, if you trust me enough and you pre-purchase this course, you're going to get a discount, you're going to get a money-back guarantee, and I'm going to make sure that you're well taken care of. And luckily, I was able to set this up well enough that I was able to make quite a few sales in this pre-sale. In fact, I did two pre-sales, and so the first one, I discounted it down to about $200 from the $700, and I think I was able to get about 73 pre-sales. And then what I did is a couple weeks later, I did a secondary pre-sale that was still discounted, but it was only discounted to $300, and I was able to get about another 50 some odd sales. And so off of that, I was able to create some really great revenue. I think we ended up, and I'll put the numbers up on the screen here, but I think we were right around $25,000 or $26,000 for our overall revenue from the pre-launch. And again, these were all discounted course sales, which I'll probably do discounts down the road, but now this course is at regular price. And so by doing this pre-sale, again, I was able to have early success with the course, but also I'm going to have a good group of people that will go through the course right away once it was launched, and I'm going to be able to get a lot of great feedback right away to know what I can do to improve the course, bring more value to my students, and make it well worth even the full price that people are now paying for the course. So with that being said, and actually I guess just a quick little side note, if you join our Facebook group, SEO and Webflow, you will always get a discounted price on the course. So if you are interested, click the link down below and just go join the Facebook group. But with that being said, the next big thing that I learned is really through the preparation and the creation of the course, it was really difficult to kind of organize it and make it a truly high quality course. And what I mean by that is that the value and the content was there, but the delivery probably lacked a little bit. And so really my plan is I'm going to do a second kind of relaunch early next year. I'm going to refine my videos. I'm going to bring more resources in. I'm just going to do a better job of the presentation, because what I actually did for this first launch is I outlined everything just in like a Google Doc. I broke it down into different modules and then sub-modules, or I guess lessons is what we're calling them. And then what I did is I actually created, just because I'm so comfortable in Webflow, I was actually more comfortable just creating this in Webflow than I was in PowerPoint, but I just created a slider and then I did a screen share. And basically just clicked through these slides on an actual Webflow website, and I shared all of the information there. And then what I did is I took the necessary information and the links and the resources, and then I plugged those down below, and then I actually built this course out in Teachable. And so by doing this, I feel like I got the job done, but again, I think I'll revamp a lot, just increase the quality of the videos, and then again, try to continually improve this course and update it so it's up to speed with the new tools or whatever else I want to add to my SEO campaign checklist. But with that being said, I would say you don't need to have like this super polished or refined video or whatever. Just as long as the content and the value is there, people are going to be happy with their purchase. And at the end of the day, they're not going to care if the video's a little bit blurry, if it's literally giving them the keys to everything that they need to build a business, in this case, an SEO business. So with all of that being said, the last thing that I kind of want to talk about, which is something that I very quickly learned, and this is something that I feel like I've learned in my agency when I'm selling websites or SEO, but fortunately I didn't have the confidence to do this or to kind of translate this over to my course launch. But I would just say one thing that you always want to keep in mind is don't undersell yourself, and never be afraid to charge a good amount of money, right? So for this course, I'm asking $700 at the normal price. I pre-sold it for between $200 and $300, right? Now, everything in this course is basically the things that I've learned over the last 2 years, all of the mistakes, all of the resources. Like, I've literally given every part of my SEO business and wrapped it up into a course. This whole process, like, I can't tell you enough how valuable it's been for me. This process alone is what took me from making $2,000 to $3,000 a month to these last months making over $20,000 per month, right? So this is how much this stuff is making me, and I sold it for a one-time fee of $200. And that is just crazy to me. And when I look back, I have regrets about that. But at the same time, again, I'm grateful for those that purchased my course. And so I'm happy that I could do something for them in a price range that was doable. But sometimes I just think I was like totally crazy for selling it for so dang cheap. Because if I could go back 2 years and know the value that was in this course, and someone said, you need to take out a loan and pay me $100,000 for this course, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Because seriously, I've put so much into this course that it's absolutely worth the money. And so if you're sitting there thinking, man, $700 is a lot for a course, I promise you it's not, because this isn't some design course that promises to maybe increase your earnings and refine your design skills. Like, no, this is literally a course that shows you all the processes, all the resources, everything that you need to go from not understanding SEO as a web designer to knowing it very, very well and selling it for hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars per month per client, and making tons of consistent money. And so, so I'm not going to rant on it anymore, but don't undersell yourself, and don't be afraid to charge what you're really worth, or what your content or whatever is you're selling is truly worth. And you'll be happy that you've done that, and you don't want to look back like me and say, holy crap, I sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of value for $200, because that is just crazy. So I hope you enjoyed hearing more about kind of what's been going on these last couple weeks. I hope the little bit of information that I shared on the course was, I don't know if it was inspiring, or maybe you're just sitting there thinking, man, Peyton did a crappy job on this course launch. Either way, I'd love to hear your feedback. If there's any sort of advice or anything that y'all would give me about creating or launching a course, please drop it below in the comments. I am more than happy to take any sort of feedback or critique or anything like that, because again, I'm a newbie in the course sales department. But with that being said, this course that I put together has so freaking much value. And again, even at the $700, I personally feel like it's a steal of a deal. That's up to you to decide, but I certainly am grateful for all the stuff that's in that course. It really has changed my life and the life of my family. And so if you're interested, remember, you can go and join our Facebook group and get it at a discounted price, which right now is probably going to be around $500. And so join the group, and I'd be happy to approve you and kind of let you in and start bouncing ideas and learning more from the group. It's an awesome group with awesome individuals. But with that being said, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I've got a lot of videos coming very soon. I'm going to start cranking these things out more often, a lot more value, and I'm excited to share more with y'all. So we'll catch you soon.